Alright, welcome back everybody to the JDL League Season 6 here on Truesight TV. I'm SV Revolution 5, otherwise known as Revo, bringing you the game here between the business gaming and complexity. It's game number 2. And game number 1, well, complexity looks good. Let's just put it that way. They looked good. They looked real good, to put it bluntly. They'll get their hands on a tiny IO combo today. And not that IO is any smaller, but that he'll be joined up by his good buddy Tiny. We also have Bloodseeker, whatever you would like to call him, as well as Leshrak picked up on the business gaming. And I know what you guys are thinking in chat already. I can see it coming. It's the, oh my god, the pub picks, the Bloodseeker. Bloodseeker is good hero. Na'Vi have proved that. Definitely. 4ASC even proved that, definitely. Even though they didn't do it this morning, they did it more in the previous days. But, 5 seconds. He's a strong hero. Who would have thought? Especially in a kill-oriented meta. Rupture, well, yes, okay, you counter it with TP scroll, guys. It's easy. Well, yes, but that automatically says you have to TP away or just stand there and take whatever he dishes out at you. In a fight, removing someone from a fight very early is the hero's strength. Especially if they're like, oh, well, I'll just TP away. Well, then guess what? The rest of your team doesn't have you, and I've still got my whole team with me. Sure, I don't have my ult, but if that's all my ult does, go ahead. Because your TP's on cooldown, buddy. Unless it's like Spectre or something, where she TP's home and then refuels up, waits a second, and then ults. I mean, it's very hard to find a way to work against the Bloodseeker, but they will grab the bounty for complexity now, after banning out the Shaker and the Mirana. Shaker giving them some serious trouble here, and of course they do ban out Viper. Viper picked up against IO Tiny, most notably to kite the Tiny really well. And complexity, they're not pulling any punches here. They're still playing real Dota, real man Dota here. As other heroes currently picked up are Min. Well, I say this, but we have Wisp. And we don't really know. And I'm not going to find out. I'm not taking Wisp for that doctor's appointment, man.
Wind Ranger at your service.
And there goes the one-man Dota, as they will pick a Wind Ranger. Wind Runner, as I prefer. I'm not too sure who's going to be playing this Wind. In fact, the lanes are extremely flexible from complexity right now. More like complexity. No, don't ever again, Revo. Anyways, on the side of the business gaming, they do get the clockwork up, a nice isolation tool, especially against those invis heroes.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining.
Zeus.
But it will be a Zeus for the business gaming. A nice combo with the Bloodseeker, getting everybody low, or at least a little lower than they were. Gives Bloodseeker a much needed speed boost. Of course, the Blood Rage into Zeus ult with the Blood Rage on Zeus is pretty nice.
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Reserve time.
As the final ban will come out now from complexity. A relatively quick draft, though. Neither team using that much reserve time. They know what they want and they get it. We're still looking for another support, or even, I'm going to throw it out there, even a core for complexity if they want to run Windrunner or Bounty as a support. And of course, they are going to ban out the Broodmother against them now. They will ban out the Shadow Demon from complexity, and I think that's necessary when Leshrak's on the board, simply for the setup potential. However, Leshrak or Zeus could be the support here. One or the other, at least.
Spirit Breaker.
But it'll be a Spirit Breaker for complexity. Not my favorite hero against Bloodseeker, I'll say that much. Or Clockwork, for that matter. But definitely a hero who knows how to get around the map and knows how to get things done. And I think that's really their purpose in picking him. Getting things done is going to be at the crux of their strategy and the crux of the 6.84 patch in general. I mean, you can't just sit back and say, well, guys, I'll just farm for 90 minutes and then break the base. You won't break the base that way Unless the other team seems to think that you can play that way as well. In which case, well, enjoy your exciting Dota game. I'm going to play some real man Dota. As the final pick for the Business Gaming is up next. They need a setup stun for Leshrac or something to catch the Bloodseeker, help set up the Bloodseeker silence a bit. So what's it gonna be? Rubik is still available, and he's actually pretty good against this team. Of course, stealing track is nice. In fact, all these heroes have pretty great spells to steal.
Seconds remaining.
Anyways, thank you guys for your kind words in chat. Whenever I see somebody telling us they like our stream, I do try to take a second to thank them, because that means a ton to us. But it's gonna be the Warlock here for the Business Gaming, and I have to try and contain my excitement, as this is kind of a clutch pick here, and it is apparently gonna be played as a hard support. And, I gotta say I like it. I really like it here. Being able to counter-initiate against IO Tiny with the Golem is gonna be quite a big deal. And that Golem is no joke. He is hard to kill. Let me just tell you. And oh, Windrunner, you think you're just gonna win-run away from a fight? Think again, woman.
5 seconds.
Because we got this thing called, what's it called again? That Warlock spell is what I call it. The one that looks like there's a large stain on the ground.
Prepare for battle.
Upheaval. That's what it is. Anyways, as the game gets underway, Complexity leads 1-0, and I know they're the fan favorite here. They will have Moon Meander on what appears to be a core Spirit Breaker indeed. Fly will be playing the Bounty Hunter in the support role, already picking up an Orb of Venom very early. A bit of a greedy pickup, but definitely effective. We'll see a dual mid come out from Z-Freak and Swindle Melons. And Ziz will be on your Wind Ranger in the bottom lane. Solo farming. Quilly will be on this, what appears to be off-lane Bloodseeker, maybe an aggressive tri-lane, we'll wait and see. We'll have Jing on the support Warlock, already throwing down the Sentry Ward there just to protect the mid lane. Spin Llamas will be on your Leshrac, who appears to be a support at this time. Bella will be on the Bounty Hunter, and he actually de-warded the camp blocking ward there. That's what they call it, you know. And Zeus will actually be on your Zeus. Ziz is actually going to be getting away here. And we'll be forced to pop us out, but at least he's staying alive here. Yeah, sorry, I don't have my regular mods in chat. Be warned, I will still possibly throw out the hammer, so the score command has not been updated. And of course, interesting technique here by Quilly. He actually uses Blood Rage on the range creep just to make it hit a bit harder, which normally would push the lane. However, Ziz manipulated the creep wave just to hit that, and he will actually have that to his advantage. And actually, Jing and Suze are looking like it's a dual lane mid up against Z-Freak and Swindle. They are loving this dual lane mid kind of thing. Maybe they just can't stand to be apart. I don't know. will admit, though, the Business Gaming don't have a traditional hard carry. Anyways. Now Jing is going to get jumped on here. That's going to be your first blood. Swindlemelon's cleaning that one up. And already a great start for Complexity here. And I believe, and if I'm not mistaken, Fly was able to come in this way and dodge the sentry completely. And that helped a ton here. And Moomeander could be the second kill of the game. In fact, the vision from the Bloodseeker going to help them out a lot. And in fact, Bloodseeker doing pretty well in the spot lane. Does have a poor man's shield. Even though I still don't believe he's all man. He's more half man, half dog, and I don't know, a bird, I think. Malsus does get the courier safe here. Does get his bottle. Everything's going to be fine. Okay. Hey, Mom, Bella, in a bit of trouble. But gonna be okay. We'll see Leshrac. We'll be harassing him out. Meanwhile, in the mid lane, another kill going by that I almost missed, but I got it. As two will go down, actually. Whoa! Swindle with the double kill. Now he should fall here. He actually will, thanks to the Fatal Bonds. And actually, Bounty Hunter going to go down as well. But they both died to tower. That's only a little bit of gold split among assists. And what the lag. Okay, let's see if we can't fix this somehow here. Thank you, Doto, for your lags. Close this one out. I gotta close those extra tabs. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So we'll actually see Bella get jumped on up top. A tether in, and Wisp already roaming around a bit to get Tiny some extra XP and possibly help himself get a kill. A little bit of XP though. And Moomeander definitely making a comeback in this lane since he died initially. So we're also going to see Spin the Lambs on the Leshrac. Jing will be on the Warlock Zeus. Just hanging out here. And Leshrac actually coming up behind him. Now, they don't have that much vision since it is nighttime. Haven't seen the other two heroes here unless... They probably know Zeus is there, and now they do with the Wisp balls and the upheaval doing a lot of work. The Bloodseeker Silence coming in as well as Quilly comes out of nowhere. And Swindle and his buddy Wisp, they get taken out very quickly. Up here we got Fly looking for something. Now, they don't have sentries down to see him, as they will be placing a pretty aggressive ward to spot the rotations in here. Meanwhile, they'll take down the Warlock again. Every time I look away from this lane, guys, they go after him with the burst damage. And I know, just look at the top and watch the HP bars. That's what I do. But as soon as it drops, I'm like, oh, get over there. Oh, wait, he's already dead. Every time. So, again, my apologies, but it's tough. Keeping up with Swindle here, who is... doing quite well. Looks like he could be going for a drum, possibly just a casual bracer as well. I mean, you've got some pretty nuke-heavy heroes. The extra HP pool would be very, very nice as well. Swindle is going to get slowed down there. A nice Earth Splitter from the Leshrac, or Splitter, excuse me. As Swindle, he barely makes it away. Wisp here to save his life, and Windrunner going to be tossed in to take him down. Gonna get the shackle shot, not latching though. As they do come in here, they're going to try to bring somebody down, but Quilly just can't quite find his way into the fight and doesn't really want to dive that tower either. As Swindle will live to fight another day. And they still have yet another bottle charge to do that as well. Swindle Melon's going to be getting a little toss off here. Did, I believe, have... Oh, that's the thirst effect. Okay. I didn't realize they turned red when they were affected by Bloodseeker's thirst. However, of course, Z-Freak going to be able to heal him up here, keep him alive, and get him a little bit more. As the urn does come out now. Meanwhile, Bounty Hunter going to find Clockwork up top. Getting the bargain basement bounty. Started maxing that shuriken as well. That's the build I've seen be most successful. That or the... he's either going to put his next point in shuriken or probably Shadow Walk, just to get the extra duration and bonus damage there. So meanwhile, in the mid lane again, as soon as I look away from this lane, he starts going down. Wisp is going to fall. Tiny will be back into the lane after he went back to the base briefly here. And there's that Avatos combo that is just absolutely brutal. Just absolutely brutal. Really gonna be moving around there. Getting a few CS. It's gonna be picking up a magic wand, but this is not the amount of farm you want your Bloodseeker to have, unless he's got something on the courier, which he does not. And Bella gonna come on in here, does have a hook shot available. Can he get it off? But a beautiful shackle shot from Ziz will stop it from happening. As meanwhile, up top, Leshrak is gonna be the one to fall to the Bounty Hunter this time, and he does go for that max shuriken build I was just talking about, as well as picking up mana boots. Meanwhile, down bot, we are going to see Windrunner go down. Didn't even have to use the Rupture there, it looks like.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Meanwhile, I'm hoping he goes for something like Blade Mail, especially considering the burst damage coming out from Tiny Wisp. You're going to need to reflect a bit of that damage. Tiny, though, almost to his Blink Dagger just 9 minutes into this game. He is 7-2, an absolute monster of a hero at the moment. In fact, he's topping the net worth, and he has about 1,000 gold ahead of the Bloodseeker, who's topping the net worth for TBG. TBG, he's only sitting about 1,200 gold from his Blade Mail right now, which is going to be very good.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Nice charge in here. There's the relocate incoming as well. They're going to take down Clockwork. It's not done yet. As Clockwork, he's midair, and he goes down. And I don't think he built that suit to fly, but it will fly nonetheless. As, well, they both end up falling here. And Fly helping secure the kill. He still doesn't quite have his level 6, but as you can see, they've already made a bit of space up here for him to do so. Spiritbreaker TPing back to the well, and he's going to be going for the Shadow Blade or Glimmer Cape into Silver Edge right away, it looks like. And beautiful shackle shot off for the Windrunner. She will get ruptured here, but will focus fire, maybe, don't even need it. As Spiritbreaker's just taking a detour to the creep camp here. I mean, this is the other problem with Rupture. If the enemy team is all there, they just say, okay, so you ruptured her. Let's fight. Let's just stun Bloodseeker up, focus him down, and then wait until the Rupture's done. And meanwhile, I should have been following the Tiny, my apologies, as Warlock does go down. That's a double kill for Tiny at this point. Now that he's got his Blink Dagger, he also has 1,400 gold on top of it. 2k ahead of the next hero in line, and that's his own Windrunner. Bella now shackled up and in a lot of trouble here. Gonna get bashed down. 17% chance. Wasn't actually a bash, but don't worry about that. As Fly does get, I believe, his first strat kill of the game, maybe second. And it's a wicked sick straight first Window Melons as he takes down the Lash. A toss back in, a nice ult from the Zeus. Quilly could find a pick off here. No, he's gonna go after Moon Meander. Moon trying to take advantage of the fade time. Unfortunately, he's way too low to use it. And Bloodseeker actually picking up a kill there, which is going to be very beneficial. However, on the bot tower, Ziz, he's going to get that focus fire off. He's going to start the work, and he's going for the slasher way build. The good old Aghanim Scepter, the Swaghanim Scepter.
Monster kill.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
And Tiny taking down the Bloodseeker. And actually, Wisp is in a lot of trouble as Zeus manages to take him down. Clockler gonna hookshot in on the Tiny. Nice toss back into the Avalanche, but it won't be enough. Zeus getting the double kill there and getting a good hunk of gold. Actually sitting on 2,800 gold right now. Probably gonna work toward a Bloodstone. Yep. That's gonna be it. 400 gold to go on the Soul Booster, and then another 800 or so gonna go on the Bloodstone. So about 1,100 to go right now. I would love to see Complexity scrim EG. It's actually, there's gonna be a relocate up in the top lane. Bella is gonna fall. I think the extra speed may just be enough as Fly takes him on down. And Tiny, meanwhile, picking up a drum. I mean, hey, who needs Axe, right?
Dire's middle
Do you
tower
need
is
Axe?
under
No.
attack.
Who needs it? It's gonna be Ziz picking up an Ogre Club right now for that Scepter. I'm assuming this is, yeah, it's Swindle's TP.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Meanwhile,
Dire's middle
TBG
tower
still
is
holding on to most of their objectives. In fact, all of them so far. Well, up until that tower went down. And I believe the mid tower is going down pretty soon. Swindle doesn't have that siege stick of an axe to work with and Fly. Could be in a lot of trouble here. He will get hit with the Zeus ult, which is thrown out. And a nice rupture from Bloodseeker. He had no way to get out there simply because Bloodseeker could see him. They knew exactly where he was. They had vision of him with the low HP pool. And that was going to be a problem. Guys, I do want to mention, don't forget that we do have another game right after this. It's going to be ASEAN Indonesia up against Bang Bang / Buyback Boulevard. And that'll be actually about an hour from 10 minutes from now. We may actually have a bit of a break in between there, but I'll come up with something to entertain you in the meantime, one way or another. We could look at recording that episode of Replays with Revo I've been thinking about. Well, they're actually going to get jumped on here. The silence was already used, and that was probably the worst time for him to use it. That's Tiny. He isn't such a little guy anymore. I mean, he's a pretty big guy. He'll be left here to work with, and actually the rest of the team relocating, or moving on in. He will jump on him, but he doesn't realize quite how many are there. The Rock, though, still not up for Warlock. I just realized he's still level 5. 14 minutes in, the hook shot! It misses! Oh dear, it's a disaster of a team fight for TBG. As they will at least rupture up the Tiny, who is going to run to safety in the tree line here. Zuso coming out, and the Craggy out on Quilly. Oh my goodness, RNG is not with them right now. Swindle, he'll just get healed up here. A Spirit Breaker, meanwhile, dives into the base to kill off the Zeus. Back on the other side of the fight, that we do see an Avalanche come out. Doesn't really connect on many people, as a big silence coming out from Quilly, but he'll still go down! The bouncing shuriken there from Fly. Oh my goodness. Bounty Hunter, he's trained in the sands of the desert just to get that shuriken just right, guys. And, yeah. Well, and that's all she wrote, as nobody even cracked level 10 on the Dire team that time. A 15-minute game as Complexity take the victory here in game number 2. And I'm sure many of you Complexity boys will be happy about that one. We are going to be missing about an an hour of time here. So what we're going to do is we're going to have an episode of Replays with Revo. I'm going to download the replay from Complexity's first match against Gnar in the upper bracket, the one with the Warlock, and we're going to take an in-depth look at that separately. Of course, that's all the casting that it's going to be right now. In an hour, we do have Bang Bang up against Asdaf Indonesia, which should also be a pretty interesting game. A little more closely matched teams, even if they aren't quite to the caliber of Complexity. So I encourage you guys to stick around. Of course, if you're not, don't forget to hit the follow button here on Truesight TV. And also check out our Twitter at Truesight TV, our Facebook at Truesight TV. And you can also find myself, SBRevolution5, at SBRevolution5 on Twitch and Twitter. It's SBRevolution5 Dota on Facebook. I really appreciate the support, guys. And again, congratulations to Complexity on not only their TI5 qualifier win, but also their win here tonight. So we'll be right back with that in just a second, guys. Don't go anywhere.